Hey fragrance lovers and enthusiasts, welcome back to the Centaur Fragrance channel. It's so good to see you today. I hope that you're doing very well and safe out there in these times. But let's talk about another beautiful fragrance. Let's talk about another niche fragrance that you maybe not know of. I love discovering and sharing the new fragrances or just the fragrances that nobody knows about. I love talking about them and sharing them with you. Y'all know that my motto is wear what you love. I love helping you find those fragrances that you actually love and that you actually care about. So today we're talking about Atitlàn from the house of Noeme Paris. This is a beautiful fragrance, and I have to tell you all about it. Now, first off, it's kind of hard to describe. If I was to give you a fast reference point, this smells like a eau fraiche version of almost like Creed Himilaya. Yes, y'all heard me right. Almost like an eau fraiche version or a Leo version of Creed's Himilaya. So you're getting a little bit of this modern, almost like stony, almost like earthiness that smells more like stones. You're getting a little bit of this crisp, icy nature to the fragrance. There's citrus. It's definitely very wearable, very easy to wear, very likable. I really enjoy this fragrance. There is a little bit of this sour quality that almost reminds me of like soured lemonade that comes through the fragrance. And they really tried to capture this crystalline nature in the dry down. And there is this crystalline nature that might remind you of ambergris at times, but it definitely has a little bit more of a, instead of a musky vibe, definitely more of like a crystalline type of texture, and it doesn't come off overtly salty, or it doesn't really smell like a true musk. It smells kind of futuristic. So overall, it's a very likable fragrance. I got away from the notes in this review. I'm not trying to focus on the notes. I'm trying to tell you all the accords and how the fragrance actually feels. So this is a very likable fragrance, very wearable, very unisex. It doesn't really have the sweetness to make it unisex, but it just comes off as a scent that anybody could easily wear. And I have to tell y'all that I really like this. I like it over Creed Himilaya. I like it over a lot of other scents, and I really do think that this is a great creation from Noeme Paris. Y'all know that I'm a big fan of Kalahari, and this is probably my second favorite. Very wearable. The fragrance overall has a very well-rounded, smooth nature that can feel, or has this almost the feeling of a musk, and I really like that about this fragrance, that they're long-lasting. We'll talk about longevity in a second, but they're long-lasting, they feel full-bodied, but yet they're so light and inoffensive. And so, the kind of fragrances like Byredo or Gallivant that a lot of people out there can really wear, get a little bit of personality, get some character in their fragrance, but yet be so mass appealing to so many people. And that's what's so great about this fragrance. So overall, a great creation. Longevity on my skin is a little bit of a downer. You'll definitely get 7 hours out of it. I don't know on your skin if you'll get longer than that. Longevity wise. Projection, I can deal with 7 hours longevity. That's not a real negative for me, but to me the projection maybe is a little bit below average, and sillage is definitely more on the average side. So it's a little bit more subtle for my liking, but certainly is a versatile everyday scent that you certainly could wear. So good fragrance. Really do like the stuff, but the price, we'll talk about that a little bit later on, is maybe just a little bit of a killjoy for this fragrance. So compliment factor wise, again, it's a fragrance that makes you feel like this is supposed to like almost smell like the mountains to me. Like you're hiking up, it's the spring and some very high mountain like Mount Everest in the spring, and there's still a little bit of snow around, and the foliage and the young tender plants are coming out of the ground, and there's some iciness, and maybe you decide to make a quick lemonade, and that's the kind of fragrance that, to me, that's what this really smells like. So it's a good smell, but it wasn't really the most exciting. It was likable, but again, isn't really a fragrance that's begging for attention. It's not trying to be the classiest thing in the world. It's not trying to be an uber sexy fragrance, you know what I mean? It's not trying to tantalize that way. So overall, this is more of a personal fragrance in my opinion, and that's a part of the compliment factor. It didn't get me a lot of compliments. When people got close to me, when people could smell it, they thought it was nice. It boosted my image. They thought it was quite a good fragrance, and they thought it was very well done, and they wanted to know more about it. So I found that a positive, but it wasn't a fragrance that really did anything as far as compliments or seductiveness. So price-wise, that's where this gets iffy. you know, for me, but I still think it's a great value, and let me tell you why. These fragrances are, the full-size bottles are about $200 or so, maybe 200 to 220, depending on the price fluctuations, maybe the country you live in, maybe the fees, the shipping fees, and the taxes and all. If you compare this to a house like Creed, with Himilaya, their fragrances retail for like $300 to $400, and there's a number of other brands who put out fragrances like Amor Oud's Whetstone I recently tried, and the fragrance is great, but it's also in a similar price bracket or price range. I think that you're getting your money's worth, but again, it's to me more of a wearable everyday fragrance, and that's where it hurts me. That's why I think it's a negative, but it's still a good value, maybe for the people who can afford to wear things like Roja Elysium every day. Maybe somebody who wants a versatile, wearable, everyday fragrance. If you like a little bit of a vetiver type of feel to your fragrance, it might be something that you like. But again, for me, in my personal opinion, I'd rather find a fresh, wearable vetiver fragrance for the money. Things like Bulgari, you know, Man Extreme for this kind of price. And I have plenty of other fragrances with little green nuances that are fresh and minerally and have this kind of beautiful vibe. But again, this isn't a bad fragrance at all. I wouldn't write it off. If you have a chance to come across this fragrance and smell it, if you thought Himilaya was a little bit too niche, a little bit too rugged, maybe you're a lady and you smell it on your man and you wanted a version that you could easily wear, you know, I think that Atitlàn is a great fragrance and a great release overall, even though, I mean, just like a lot of us, I don't like the niche prices of these fragrances. But good fragrance overall, well done, well composed. I am a guy who likes my rich, heavy scents, so this is one of the ones that I could wear in the summer, and that I could wear when I don't get to wear my gourmands and my leathers and coffees and the things that I actually usually want to wear. But good scent. I do give it high rates. I do think that y'all should get out there and try this fragrance. Probably my second favorite, right below Kalahari. So I'll see you next time, everybody. Hope that you enjoyed my review. Hope that you enjoyed it. I'll see you next time, everybody. Hope that you're smelling great out there. Hope that you're safe. I hope that you're doing well. I hope and I think that y'all are. So I'll see you next time, everybody. Stay tuned. I review videos all the time, very regularly. Just about every weekday, I'm putting out another video. And if you're missing out on my content, if you're not stopping by, make sure that you like the video, and of course that you're subscribed and that you've hit that notification bell. Even if you're subscribed, if you haven't hit that notification bell, you know, you just won't get notifications. And even if you hit the notification bell, you have to hit all notifications. YouTube is a funny place. So I'll see you next time, everybody. Wear what you love, rock what you got. I'll see you next time. I'll smell you later. And peace out, everybody, and bye.